Talk doesn't cook rice. We live in a world full of talk, big plans, big promises, big visions, big intentions. People talk about healing, talk about change, talk about growth, talk about becoming better versions of themselves. But here's the truth: talk doesn't cook rice. Words alone don't transform lives. Intentions alone don't create change. Awareness alone doesn't produce growth. Action does. Why we mistake intention for transformation. It feels productive to talk about change. It gives us the illusion of movement, the comfort of progress, the sense that we're doing something. But talking about healing isn't the same as doing the work. Planning growth isn't the same as practicing it. Wanting change isn't the same as choosing it. Intentions are powerful, but they are not enough. Without action, they stay ideas. Growth is built in the doing. Real change happens quietly, in daily choices, in uncomfortable conversations, in boundaries that are enforced, in habits that are practiced, in consistency that no one applauds. Growth isn't dramatic. It's disciplined. It's choosing differently when no one is watching. It's doing the hard thing instead of the easy thing. It's showing up even when motivation fades. This is where transformation lives. Why action feels harder than talk? Because action requires accountability. It requires discomfort, consistency, commitment, ownership. Talking keeps us safe. Doing makes us vulnerable. Talk lets us imagine change. Action forces us to embody it. And embodiment is always more demanding than intention. Alignment is action, not language. People often say they want peace, but live in chaos. They say they want healing, but avoid truth. They say they want growth, but resist change. Alignment isn't what you say you value. It's what you practice daily. Your life reflects your actions, not your affirmations. Small actions create big shifts. Change doesn't require perfection. It requires participation. One boundary, one honest conversation, one healthy choice, one brave decision, one consistent habit. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. You need to start moving. Progress compounds. Discipline is a form of self-love. Choosing action over talk is not punishment. It's care. It's choosing the future over comfort, the long term over the short term, the truth over the story. Discipline isn't harsh. It's protective. It keeps you aligned when motivation fades. You don't become different by declaring it. You become different by living differently. not by announcing change, not by explaining it, not by justifying it, but by practicing it. Transformation is quiet. Consistency is powerful. Movement creates momentum. If you want change, start moving. Ask yourself, where am I talking instead of doing? Where am I planning instead of acting? Where am I waiting instead of choosing? Because nothing changes until something changes. And talk doesn't cook rice. Slay reflection. Let's reflect Slayer. S. Where in your life have you been talking about change instead of acting on it? L. What fear has been keeping you in planning mode? A. What is one small action you can take today instead of waiting? Why? How would your life shift if you committed to movement over conversation? Call to action. Join the conversation. I'd love to hear from you. Where in your life do you know it's time to stop talking and start moving? Share your story in the comments. Let's cheer each other on. And if you know someone who keeps waiting for the right time, send this to them. Sometimes all we need is a nudge. I'm Carrie Genzel, reading a blog from stateofslay.com. Slay on.